At some point, most people try to do the right thing. They look up what to eat, what to avoid, what's healthy. And that's when the confusion begins, because the more you search, the less clear it becomes. This is the Wake Up Call series. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Today, health advice is everywhere. Articles, videos, experts, influencers. One source tells you something is good for you, another tells you to avoid it completely, and both sound convincing, so you're left in a strange position. You want to improve your health, but you don't know what to believe. Part of the problem is this: most advice isn't entirely wrong. In fact, that's what makes it so seductive. Every headline about a new superfood or a revolutionary workout often has a kernel of truth, a sliver of science backing it up. It sounds right because on some level it is. But that kernel of truth is almost always incomplete. A single study, often on a very specific group of people, gets amplified and presented as a universal rule. This is how nutrition myths are born, and how evidence-based wellness gets lost in the noise. What works for one person may not work the same way for another. We intuitively know this, yet we forget it when we're searching for answers. We have different bodies, with unique genetics and metabolic health profiles. We have different lifestyles: the night shift worker, the new parent, the marathon trainee. We have different conditions, both seen and unseen. But when incomplete advice is presented as universal truth, it creates conflict and confusion. It pits people against each other, defending the one thing that worked for them. It's not because the advice is entirely false, it's because it's not personal. It's not your story. And in this digital age, there's another layer to this confusion, a hidden force shaping what you believe. The algorithm might be training your cravings for simple answers, feeding you an endless loop of the same incomplete truths. When people feel confused, they don't usually experiment. The sheer volume of conflicting advice creates a kind of mental fog. One expert says to eat more fat for metabolic health, another says to avoid it entirely. You're told to push your limits with high-intensity workouts, but also to prioritize gentle movement and sleep recovery. It's a whirlwind of partial truths and nutrition myths. Faced with this overload, our brains do what they're designed to do: conserve energy. So we pause, we hesitate, we fall into the trap of overthinking, creating elaborate plans that we never actually start. This analysis paralysis isn't a character flaw. It's a natural response to a system that profits from our confusion. And eventually, many of us retreat. We go back to what's familiar, not because it's better, but because it's easier. It requires no new decisions, no sorting through the noise. The problem isn't just the bad advice itself, it's the insidious effect it has on our momentum. It stops people from taking action. Every day spent in indecision is a day we're not moving toward our goals. It's a slow erosion of confidence, reinforcing the quiet belief that maybe we just can't figure it out. This inaction, this feeling of being stuck, is the true cost of confusion. But the hidden cost isn't what you think. The issue isn't that there's no good information. The issue is that no one teaches you how to use it. Instead of asking, "What should I follow?" a better question is, "What works for me and why?" That shift changes everything, because now you're not copying, you're observing. You start paying attention to how your body responds, how your energy changes, what actually supports you over time. This is where clarity begins. The search for the perfect health plan is a trap. It's a digital rabbit hole filled with conflicting studies and gurus promising secrets that don't exist. You don't need perfect information because perfection is an illusion that leads to paralysis. What you truly need is a shift in mindset. Instead of chasing external validation, you need to build your own internal compass. A simple, repeatable framework for thinking, a personal operating system for your well-being. This is where personalized health truly begins. Not with a guru's diet, but with your own curiosity. It's a 4-step loop, a cycle of self-experimentation that puts you back in control. First, start with what's generally known to be supportive. Don't overcomplicate it. Think more sunlight, more water, a 10-minute walk. Choose one small, evidence-based practice that feels achievable. Second, apply it in a realistic way. This isn't about a radical overhaul. If your goal is more movement, don't sign up for a marathon tomorrow. Just put on your shoes and walk around the block. The goal is consistency, not intensity. Third, observe the results without judgment. This is the core of data-driven wellness. How did you feel? Did your energy change? Did you sleep better? Pay attention to your body's feedback. Your experience is the most important data point you have. And fourth, adjust as needed. Maybe the morning walk was stressful. Try an evening one instead. Maybe the new food didn't sit well. Try something else. This isn't failure, it's refinement. It's how you build sustainable habits that are uniquely tailored to you. This process is intentionally slower than chasing the latest trend. It requires patience, but the foundation you build is far more stable, because it's built on self-awareness, not someone else's algorithm. And more importantly, it's yours. Confidence doesn't come from reading more advice, it comes from trying, noticing, and adjusting. Over time, you begin to trust your own judgment, not because you know everything, but because you understand how to learn from what you do. Health doesn't become clear when you find the perfect advice, it becomes clear when you stop depending on certainty and start paying attention. If this helped you make sense of the confusion, then you're starting to think differently, and that's where real change begins.